really want to talk about the lucky mindset today because it is what has allowed me to live by the coast for the past month, all because my house flooded due to a pipe bursting in the wall, something that can seem really terrible and stressful. I intentionally chose to use the lucky mindset, a positive perspective, and in return, things aligned and the universe brought me here to this beautiful coastal home. I would have never seen myself here. And now my whole perspective has shifted. My brain is being rewired and I'm starting to see more opportunities for abundance, for wealth, and I'm shifting into this frequency because that is the frequency these people in this neighborhood are on, and I'm aligning to that and seeing I can have this too. Let me backtrack a little bit. Basically, my house flooded in March, 4 days after my birthday. Pisces season. Me and my husband were asleep. It was the middle of the night when the flood probably started. I had this floor lamp with a floor button that was on the ground, and water got into that floor lamp button, which caused the lamp to turn on and it started flashing like crazy. So that's actually what woke me and my husband up at 5 a.m. It was like a strobe light. My first thought was like, my house is haunted. What's happening? My husband jumped out of bed. He felt all this water on the floor and he's like, oh shit, I think our house just flooded. I could see my husband in survival mode, like ready to get shit done, but I wanted to set a quick intention. So I was like, babe, grab my hands, let's take a few deep breaths and just claim that this is happening for our highest good real quick. And he's like, no, I don't have time, I need to respond. And I was like, I promise this will take 5 seconds. Just hold my hand, take a deep breath, and let's do this. So then I saw him like calm down a little bit. He grabbed my hand and all we said is, this is happening for our highest good. This is happening for our highest good. This is happening for our highest good. And then we got back into survival mode and started cleaning up. Thankfully, we had a shop vac that sucks up water. So me and him took turns sucking up the water. My point is, even in that situation of survival, of, oh my God, like something bad happened, I chose in that moment to see it through a lens of optimism, of opportunity, because I know I am lucky and I know that good is going to come out of this. And it's funny because for weeks before that, I had set an alarm on my phone. Every day at 1:11 p.m. I get reminded that I am so lucky and that I'm an amazing manifester. This just allows me to see a reminder of my own power to create, to claim what it is that I want. You can always set your own little reminder of an empowering affirmation to remind you daily. I truly believe that that laid the foundation for me, and honestly, I've been doing the work of like rewiring my brain for almost 10 years now, but seeing something daily can really help rewire your brain and just remind you of what you want to focus on, because our brains are complex systems and there's a lot of information that our brain is absorbing in every second. You would be amazed by how quickly your brain works and how much it's filtering. And studies have shown that your brain projects your own personalized simulation of the world based on its own perspective. So when you give your brain a daily reminder, something to focus on, it helps your brain, because you can't just expect to be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna think more positive, I'm gonna believe I'm lucky. It's not a habit yet. You're gonna go back on autopilot. In order to ingrain the lucky mindset or a positive mindset into your brain to the point that it does become automatic, it takes repetition. So I just wanted to give you that context as to why I set that daily alarm and how that allowed me in that moment to respond from a place of abundance, from a place of, I know that this is happening for our highest good. I may not see it now, I may not understand why, but I'm choosing to believe that that is the case. Lo and behold, we get told by our insurance that they will put us in another home. We have a cat and a dog, which made things a lot more difficult. I was spending hours a day searching for a home, calling people, emailing, and I couldn't find anything. And I was just like, you know what? It feels like we need to just surrender. Wherever we're meant to be will find us. So we were stuck in our home for 2 weeks without running water. We weren't living comfortably at all. You don't realize how much you use water until you're without it. We were honestly starting to get stressed out, and I was like, you know, stress truly doesn't open up doors. It doesn't help you see any more clearly. So let's release the stress and just let it all go. So we did. And then about a day later, my husband checked Zillow again to see if like any rentals had popped up, and one actually did pop up, and it was this home. He called the owner right away. It all aligned. That bird is so loud and beautiful. But honestly, waking up to the beautiful view of the ocean every day, it's something that I have never experienced in my life. I grew up in the desert in a small town called Calexico, and I remember just feeling like I want to live somewhere that feels like an oasis. I have always loved nature and wanted to be surrounded by greenery. So when I moved to San Diego when I was 18, I felt like I was in that oasis that I always dreamed of as a little girl. And since that point in time, I've always lived more inland, like out in the countryside. One of my dreams has always been to live by the water, to live by the coast. If it wasn't for that flood happening, I wouldn't be having this experience right now. I know that I will live on the coast one day because I'm manifesting it and I know it is already done. But at this point in time, there would have been no logical reason for me to think like, oh, I'm gonna live on the coast. And then bam, these series of events happened. I just wanted to share this story with you because I truly believe that when something happens in your life, and it's something that you may perceive as bad, maybe you have a breakup, maybe you got a flat tire, maybe you lost your job. In those moments, you have a choice. Even if it may feel like you don't have a choice because you're like, why did this happen to me? I didn't choose this. This is horrible. You have a choice to perceive that it is happening for your highest good. And by doing so, you are claiming that life is not just happening to you. You're saying this is happening for me. I'm gonna grow from this. I'm gonna attract better from this. And by making that decision, it will happen because your brain will look for reasons or opportunities or whatever that match that belief. Your brain has a filter called the RAS. I have talked about this in my previous videos. This filter will filter information that is not aligned with your beliefs. So if you believe, let's say you got a flat tire and you're just like, oh my God, just my luck. This would happen to me. This is horrible. This is annoying, blah, 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 blah. You're reinforcing these beliefs in your brain that are implying that you're unlucky because you're like, oh, this is just my luck. This would happen to me. You're implying that this is a negative thing and that you're going to suffer from this because of how you're responding. You're already predicting and projecting that this is a negative experience. So therefore it will be a negative experience. And you close the window and make that gap of positive experiences coming through even smaller. But when you choose to say, this is happening for me, I know good will come from this. I may not understand it now, but I'm claiming that good will come from this because I am so lucky. You open up that gap because now your brain is choosing to see opportunities it wouldn't have seen because your RES filter is saying, oh, okay, this is a good thing. Good will come from this. Let me find information that matches that belief. And that is how our brains create our reality. We don't see reality as it truly is. We see it as we are. So I invite you to start choosing to say, I can recognize that, yes, this is unpleasant. Yes, I'm allowed to feel stress. Yes, I'm allowed to panic. But let me regain control, regain consciousness, regain awareness, and choose to shift my perspective, choose to see the good, choose to find the silver lining, because that is truly how you begin building a life with intention through a lens of positivity. And I'm telling you, life just gets so much better. So stay tuned for the next few videos. If you have been following me, I have not posted a video in like 2 months because so much has been going on, but I'm ready to come back on here. I have been nurturing my Instagram audience. So if you do use Instagram, I highly recommend you to follow me on there too, because I'm always sharing positive wisdom and insights that help you rewire your mind to be more positive and to build a life with intention. Because really, I've identified my purpose is to help people shift out of survival mode, but also help them take their power back from late stage capitalism and all of this marketing and all these subliminal messages that are targeted at our consciousness to make us feel less than, to make us feel disempowered, to make us feel like we have to consume and buy stuff and augment our bodies and our faces to feel better about ourselves and to feel worthy. Like, we are all targeted these messages, but you don't have to be a victim to these messages. You could actually choose to be a victor. You could choose to take your power back, and you can choose to live life in a much happier way where you just choose to accept yourself and love yourself. And from that place, I promise, you radiate so much more beauty, light, confidence, and you become a more empowered creators. So I will see you soon, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Mwah!